Now, you all may remember that last Wednesday was a tough day, and I had to cancel Halloween, and we moved Halloween to today. And so I want you to know that inside, I left 34 cases of candy that the Nestle's Corporation donated, and I brought it down here to Keansburg. So we left candy in there, and there'll be plenty of candy to keep you guys up all night. I'm sure the parents will really be thanking me tomorrow. And I know a lot of families are dealing with difficult circumstances, and I hope that at least having some of that candy here for a belated Halloween make kids smile a little bit. You all made New Jersey incredibly proud. And we've seen communities like yours coming together all over the state. I was just in Hoboken yesterday where volunteers were set up much like you are at the Elks. There was a local restaurateur who lost his restaurant but was at the Elks Club cooking breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day for the people in Hoboken who have been displaced. And we know we have you right here doing exactly the same thing. I want to thank the Salvation Army and the Red Cross as well. They're set up in communities preparing and serving 3 meals a day, hot beverages, comfort kits, and they're setting up charging stations so we can all charge our cell phones and iPads and all the other things we may have carrying around with ourselves to try to stay in touch. American Red Cross has now served over 177,000 meals in New Jersey. The Salvation Army has provided over 40,000 meals. And the Community Food Bank in New Jersey has prepared over 12,000 meals per day. And the Southern Baptist churches have come here to volunteer, and they prepared 150,000 meals a day in their 4 mobile kitchens for people across New Jersey. Now listen, it's starting to get cold. I hear you. And I want you all to know, first off, I don't have any power in my house either. Our house in Mendham, if you've noticed, I've been wearing the same pants for 8 days. It's a tough time. Remember first to go to a family or friend if you can, to shelter, to stay warm. If you can't, there's local and county shelters for you to go to get a warm meal and to stay warm. You just need to contact your mayor here. He'll tell you where to go locally or in the county. American Red Cross is planning, just in case we have another storm on Wednesday. And they're forecasting a little nor'easter coming up the coast on Wednesday. So we're preparing for that as well. Hope that it takes a right turn and misses us, because I can't, quite frankly, have had enough. But I talked to some folks in there about returning to normalcy, returning to a new normal. For us, the first part of that, the way we define progress is, can you put gas in your car? Are your kids able to go back to school? Are the roads clear and accessible? Do you have drinking water? And do you have power to your house? Those are the ways we're going to define the new normal, because I think that's as close to normal as we can get at the moment. And we've been working hard to try to get that done. And, of course, we're talking about rebuilding. And that'll be the next phase, and a much longer phase for us than this getting back to the new normal. But for the time being, for people who have homes on the barrier islands, I know you're anxious to get out there and see your homes. I don't want you to go out there yet because it's not safe. And we're letting some people, limited amount onto Long Beach Island today. We'll let some more onto Long Beach Island tomorrow. What's called basically a grab and go. Go look at your house, grab things out of there that you absolutely need, and then go. We're not quite ready to do that yet on the barrier islands from Point Pleasant down to Seaside Heights. And the reason for that is that a good part of Route 35 is gone, as you may have seen on TV. So we're working around the clock to rebuild and clear Route 35 as much as possible. I was there on Friday in Maniloking, and I have to tell you, I've never seen anything like it. There are homes that are just gone. Gone. There's homes in the middle of Barnegat Bay, blown off their foundations into the middle of Barnegat Bay. 20-plus homes burned to the ground in gas fires. It's a dangerous place. So we don't want you to go on the barrier islands until it's absolutely safe for you to do it. And thanks for being as patient as you've been so far. You know this is the worst storm that's ever hit New Jersey in its history. So let me give you some updates on what we're doing. Remember, at the height of the storm, we had 2.76 million households out of power. As of this morning at 7 a.m., that number is down to 765,000. So in 6 days, we're 2 million people back on power. Now, I will say today what I always say. Having 2 million more people back on power doesn't mean a damn to you unless you're one of the 2 million people, all right? So you're really happy. You're really happy for your neighbors and your friends, but at the end of it, to hell with them, where's my power, right? So I get it. I get it. Oh, now he's on the cable now. Hang on now. So listen, I'm having twice daily phone calls with the CEOs of the power companies. I was on with them this morning. When I leave here, I'll be back on with them again at 5 o'clock. I think there'll be a good section of Monmouth County turned back on today. There's one transmission station on the shore that was completely submerged, and it supplies a lot of the power to this area. And so they think they're going to have that up by the end of the day today. So hopefully there'll be some good news for everybody tonight with some new power here in this section of the county. Now, the 4 power companies, Atlantic City Electric down south, they now have 99% of their customers back on. PSE&G has 83% of his customers back on. JCP&L has 81% of his customers back on. And Orange and Rockland up in the northern part of Bergen County, Passaic County has 74% of its customers. So we're going to be talking more this week about long-term solutions on power, because the reality is that along the shore, there are places on the mainland, on the barriers, where power can't be restored because of damage to the homes that can't take power and damage to some of the equipment. Now, let's talk about gasoline. Yes, 2 days ago, I put the odd-even system in because people were going wild, lining up for hours because they thought we're running out of gas. Let me be really clear to everybody, we are not running out of gasoline. There is no supply shortage. What happened was the pipeline and the refineries were down because we didn't have power. Now they're back up. So gasoline is moving out of those refineries in northern New Jersey all across the state. Before I left today, I ordered 10 National Guard trucks to Monmouth County to deliver gasoline to gas stations that have power but no fuel. And so those 10 trucks are moving down with 50,000 gallons of gasoline to distribute across Monmouth County to gas stations all throughout the county. There's no reason why you should be waiting in line. Let's do odd even and take a deep breath. It's going to be okay. We're not running out of gas. And we're going to be doing that every day. Over 80,000 gallons a day coming out of Fort Dix, distributed by the National Guard. And we're trying to do even more. So everybody just relax about gasoline. There's plenty of it. And you'll be able to get to it. If you need gas, there's going to be more in Monmouth County today as we speak, and in the region as well. And if you go a little bit south of here, into Burlington County, you're going to find 95% of the gas stations are open.
Can't get there.
Yeah, I know. Well, if you don't have enough gas, then you're in big trouble. So we're going to continue to do that. Schools. We want as many children to go back to school as soon as possible. All right?
Mixed response.
That brings mixed reaction at best. Deep voices saying yes. Little squeaky voices saying no thank you. Today, schools are open in 255 districts. About 40% of the school districts in the state are open today. As long as conditions are safe, we're encouraging districts to be creative and get kids back into school somewhere in your district. Roads. All focus, as I said earlier, is on Route 35. The Department of Transportation's priority, now that other roads have been cleared, is also bringing public transportation back online to the extent possible, considering the damage to our rail system. I know today was a struggle for a lot of commuters. It was the first day back with limited train service, and for the first time in a week, a substantial amount of New Jersey started commuting to work again. The emergency bus plan implemented today utilizes or establishes park and ride locations across northern and central New Jersey, such as at the PNC Arts Center, Woodbridge Center Mall, Newark Airport, Liberty State Park, Ramsey, Wayne, and Bridgewater. All park and ride spots for you to get into New York City. Free shuttle buses are going to move thousands of customers to meet ferries and private bus carriers to service from locations such as Hoboken, Weehawken, Midtown, and Lower Manhattan. In the case of Liberty State Park, free ferry service is also offered for customers seeking to travel to Lower Manhattan. So you want to take the ferry, you can take it for free. And we're providing it for free during the period of this crisis. The reality is it's not about a shortage of equipment, but the fact that there are serious power and signal and track problems along the Northeast Corridor. Emergency conditions still exist, and so it's going to be a little while. But today, New Jersey Transit, which normally operates 63 trains a day into New York Penn Station, could just operate 13 today because of the lack of power. Next is clean water. We've made significant progress here. We still have 6 wastewater treatment plants with some challenge, but mostly related to a loss of primary power. And so we're making sure that your water is clean. We're down to 4 boiled water advisories across the whole state. So drinking water is clean. Feel free to drink it. It's safe. Now on rebuilding, I can't emphasize enough FEMA. 1-800-621-FEMA. Someone in the press said I sounded like a tape recording. I said it so much. I don't know which one of you wise guys that was, but 1-800-621-FEMA. That's 1-800-621-FEMA. For those of you on TV, put it underneath me, right here on the seal. 1-800-621-FEMA. Listen, we can't help you until you register. Almost everybody I saw in there has a cell phone. Do it now. 1-800-621-FEMA. It's a few questions. They register, and in 24 to 48 hours, they'll be out to see your home to evaluate how much you've lost and to begin to immediately give you rental assistance to be able to go out and get a warm place to live until you can figure out how to fix your house up. But you can't get any of that until you call. So please call 1-800-621-FEMA. Now, for those of you who have lost your job because of the storm, we have qualified for disaster unemployment assistance, and this you just have to go on the internet to do. NJUIFile.net. NJUIFile.net. Like New Jersey Unemployment Insurance File.net. NJUIFile.net. Go on there, walk you through, and once you qualify, they'll be wire transferring the check right to your account that you put online. So if you've lost your job because of the storm, please file for that unemployment insurance to help you get over the bridge here and help yourselves and your family out during this difficult time. We have FEMA mobile and permanent sites all across the state in impacted counties. The Monmouth County site is opening today in Union Beach. So if you want to go and sit down with a FEMA counselor and you have gasoline in your car, wise guy, if you have both those things, you want to do that and you got all of that, go up to Union Beach. Permanent site is up there today, and you can sit down with a FEMA counselor and talk to them. And they'll also be moving mobile sites around Monmouth County as well. We also have sites open already in Hudson, Bergen, Ocean, and Cape May. Now, the First Lady decided that she wanted to try to raise some money for families that have been impacted by this to fill the gap between insurance that you might have and FEMA assistance. And so she set up the Hurricane Sandy New Jersey Relief Fund. We've already been getting millions of dollars of contributions into the fund in a couple of days. And so that website is sandynjrelieffund.org. sandynjrelieffund.org. Yes, yeah, that, by the way, that's not Mrs. Obama. That's Mrs. Christie set that up. The First Lady of New Jersey set that up, not the First Lady of the United States. Wanted to make sure I was clear on that. I have to go home tonight. That's right. So we'll make sure that money is distributed to families who are in need. And the First Lady was on TV this morning on a couple of different places promoting that. And she's going to continue to be out there promoting it and putting together a board to help raise money to help New Jersey families who have been impacted the most by this storm. Last thing I'll tell you is this, and then I'll be taking some questions from the press. The challenges here are extraordinary, and I was up in Middletown before I came here And I met a little girl named Ginger, who's 9 years old, and she lost her home. Her home is gone. And you know, I've hugged a lot of crying adults over the last week, and I'm okay with that. I'm just have a harder time dealing with crying children who look scared. And she and her mom were there, and her dad, and this poor little girl just is scared. And so it reminded me that for kids across New Jersey, I want to promise you there's nothing to be scared of. The adults are here and we're in charge. And we're going to make sure first and foremost we keep you safe. And I know for the ones that are a little bit older, it's not cool to act scared even when you are scared. But even if you're just scared on the inside and you're not going to show it on the outside, believe me, the adults here in your government and in your communities care first and foremost about you and keeping you safe, getting you back to school, making sure you feel like you're taken care of. And so let yourself be taken care of by the adults in your community. We're going to be there for you. And there's no reason to avoid crying. It's a sad situation. And a lot of people have lost a lot. And sorrow is part of what we're doing here. But we can't allow that sorrow to replace our resilience as a state. We're a tough group of people. We will rebuild. We will get better after all this, and we will be even tougher. And man, America couldn't take New Jersey toughness before this. After this, we're going to be hell on wheels, everybody.